Hi, my name is Kathy Branzell. I am the president of the National Day of Prayer Task Force. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, what do you do the rest of the year? You have that one day, but I am so grateful that I get the privilege to lead almost 18,000 missionaries here in the United States, in every state, including the Virgin Islands of Puerto Rico. And we are continually teaching people how to pray, mobilizing people to pray, and ministering to people in communities, loving neighbor and nation throughout the year. And so I am so grateful to get to do training, to get to love people. Of course, all the administration that goes into a worldwide organization, but mostly we pray. The statement that it's lonely at the top is a very true statement. It's not cliche and it's not arrogant. It's just truth. You have to be very careful about what you share, how much you share. We have to be very quiet about things going on within our organizations and sometimes even within our own lives. And so that was a problem. That was a pain point for me, was just being lonely. So I love Arete because we don't just do leadership together, we do life together. And so, yes, we talk about excellence and diligence and the newest this and best practices that. We learn so much about leadership, but we also really, truly love each other. And so we weep together, we rejoice together, we eat together, we learn together, we're better together. And that's just really real, to be able to be with a group of professional women, because in today's world, it's easy to find critics. There are lots of people who would just love to tear you down, but this group lifts you up. And that is an amazing treasure in this time, throughout life, but especially in this time of great leadership. I've learned a lot. We have done a lot of great book and leadership studies together, and to have this collective discussion, these crucial conversations that amazingly do not turn into critical confrontations. We don't maybe agree on everything, but we learn from each other. I am a better listener. Thanks to Arete, I'm so grateful because I just want to absorb every person's heart. That we keep saying there's a lot of inspiration and information that then we can go out and have application and transformation in our organizations and our families and our own lives and relationships. And so probably the biggest impact and change in my life was at retreat, maybe 5-6 years ago, maybe more. Time flies, right? And so when we started really digging into neuroscience and to better understand ourselves and in leadership, I would say I'm grateful that we get to express our faith. We talk about our families, right? And so for me, it was important because I could see how I could lay this science on top of my faith and hear God say, I told you so. And so that's been fun for me, but also just for us to understand people and the way that they are made and how we better communicate. You know, what happens to them? What happens when we get in a defensive mode? What happens when you get in an argument and the logical part of your brain shuts down? All of these things. And so from that retreat forward, every single day, I have my devotional time, I have my morning routine, but every single day I read a neuroscience white paper, journal, medical journal, or college textbook, medical textbook, to continue to learn. And that's been a great piece of being a part of Arete, is that we are lifelong learners and we learn together. Well, I've learned that anything worth doing or having is never easy, and it's worth it. What I would suggest is to look at our priorities. I had to give something up. In our lives as leaders, everything comes at the price of something else. Everything comes at the cost of something else. If I'm going to do this, I can't do this. If I'm going to go here, I can't go there. You understand this as you're thinking it through. But when you start counting the cost and knowing the benefits, we always say, every person has probably said so far, that after we're together, after our monthly meetings, and certainly after our retreats, we're better, we're stronger, we're revived. If we're filled back up, we've learned something new that we want to go running in and put into practice. There's a healing that takes place. I love that we say we complete, not compete. And I'm sorry, in this world, that is so hard to find. And when you find it, you need to treasure it like one of your greatest treasures. And so the priority, being willing to commit, stay committed, because we also have to understand in the human flesh that we're still in, that if it's not a priority, if we're just like an option in somebody's schedule, there's also this feeling of rejection that's experienced by the rest of the group. Oh, well, we're not good enough. We're not, how are we failing you? Those kind of things. And so I would just beg that there would be a deep commitment to this, knowing that once you prioritize Arete, the return on your investment will be priceless. For people in the South, you will understand it's grown like kudzu, right? I mean, the thing in down in the South is if you stand outside at night, you can actually hear the kudzu vines growing. And so there's just been, I could write volumes of books of what I have learned from the incredible executive women of great love, great faith, and incredible, extraordinary intelligence. What I have learned from them to keep growing, to keep an open mind about new things, new technology, new this, new that. Have you tried this? And this wealth of people pouring into my life. And because we walk in faith together, there's this great encouragement. We're continually praying for one another, asking for help from one another, asking, can we help you? Not getting caught up in our own lives, but looking to others and making each other, again, a priority, not just on that one night a month, but every single day. I would drop whatever I was doing. And I know this is true for everyone in our group. I would drop whatever I was doing if there was a call for help from any of my Arete sisters. And so that grows your faith in God and in one another and our leadership. And you can't help but grow in life together.